Hi Tessa, you had mentioned that you were experiencing problems trying to remove the geometry off the rug so that it looked as though the sofas were sitting on top of it. I have noticed that there's a mixture of grouped and ungrouped geometry here, and that will cause issues. So for example, this has been exploded and so has the rug, but this sofa hasn't, and that will cause a few problems. So I'm going to explode that. And what I recommend too is that before you've actually finalised the entire floor plan, especially if you want to make adjustments, is just to remove the floor for the time being and make all the adjustments that you need and then put the floor back in again. So I'm going to delete the lines here off the rug that we don't need because we want it to look as though the sofa is on top of the rug, just like this. And you can see that I haven't experienced any issues there whatsoever. But I do want to reinstate the floor. So let's just draw a line here to reinstate the floor. Not sure what's going on here. There's a very thick line right here. I'm going to take a look at that in a minute. But you can see that this has all been absolutely fine. I'm going to take a sample of that wooden floor, and there's our wooden floor back. Okay, so sometimes it's just about the order that you do things in SketchUp to try and achieve the desired outcome. So you can see, because of the process that I followed there, trying to remove the geometry off the rug that was supposed to look as though it was under the sofas was a lot easier. I just want to zoom in to take a look at, yeah, there's duplicate geometry here, Tessa, and that will cause a few headaches for you. You would need to correct that. I would say that probably happened with using the offset tool. I think you've used the offset tool incorrectly, perhaps, and you've created an offset of the original geometry of the floor plan twice, because it looks like there's more. Yep, there's another duplicate geometry there as well. So you've probably done that the whole way around. I can see it at the top here too. I can also see that the lines of the window aren't straight. They're not meeting the edges here either. You would need to take a look at that again. These are all normal mishaps that new users of SketchUp make all the time. When you see jagged lines like this, and I'm talking about these little areas right here, that means that geometry isn't straight. There's also duplicates going on here also. That usually happens when you're not zooming in close enough so that you can clearly see the geometry that you're creating. So that's a little unfortunate. You should definitely correct all of that duplicate geometry. I can also see that your axis isn't visible. And that should never happen. You should always have your axes visible and zoom extents selected. Let's just remove this stray geometry and select zoom extents again so that the entire floor plan is centered and maximized to the entire size of the screen. There's your axis in place. That's the way it should be presented. So I hope this helps.